Welcome back to part 2. It was such you keep one serious. That cigarette was so good. I think I need another.
I'm going to bring up something. How the hell did you catch 70-something inches in 15 fucking minutes in that tournament?
What, on 4?
No.
They were just stacked on this.
I caught one fish.
He's the fastest boat on the water right now, besides Matt with the kayak that can do 12 miles an hour.
We'll go back to my original photo.
And I think Mark's boat is faster than mine. Because
you guys are
because his Quest motor,
yeah,
those brushless Quests, they're fast motors.
Really?
Yeah.
I got to figure out a motor to put on the back of the new boat.
My boat's gonna be faster this year. I just upgraded while I'm upgrading in the process.
Any motors?
No. No. I was looking at that new.
You put the batteries in.
Yeah, batteries.
Yeah. So
He just had a weight out of my boat. He just took weight out.
She went from lead to lithium.
Almost he was in.
Oh, yeah. So great. No, I have to.
But it doesn't matter. Because even though I have my go-to spots in each lake, like I like to start on. Not that they're going to produce every time.
You just like to hit them.
But I like to start on. And even when I'm practicing, I don't even hit those spots in practice because I don't even want to touch those fish in practice because I feel like there's fish there, and I'll practice everywhere else. So I have backup spots.
Because I originally wanted, pretty much when we first started talking, hanging out, I was like, oh, cool, I got a boat. I'm going to set it up with twins. I'm going to be the owner with twin outboards. I'm going to set it up like an ocean boat. I pull up to the rock talking the first time. I'm like, who the fuck's the guy that's got trips? He's got 2 off the back, 1 off the front. I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna be the one that I gotta have to try and catch him. Sure shit. You know, I know it's got twin outboards on the back of an electric.
I was the first one on the phone moment I think I'm around.
I got it.
because I got tired of, I had my good spots, but couldn't get to some of the lakes, like with East End. There are a lot of good fishermen there.
So you got to get there first.
You got to get there first. And it's funny because boat positioning is big, especially if you're fishing an area. And a key example was I was fishing Big Fresh, and it was a fall tournament. And I went back to one of my key areas, and it was this flat that came up, this area that came up onto the flat. And I knew there were fish in there. And everybody liked to fish the north end or the point or whatever. And people would eventually come around the lake, and I would position my boat. I'd see who's coming up where. And I'd drive my boat over to that side and then turn my boat around. When they came up, I would start following them to keep them out of going in driving over my area. And I would slowly, so they'd have to work out deeper where the fish weren't. And I would slowly, and listen, you got to protect your chest. You got to protect your area.
Well, there's always, it's not like we're fishing like Okeechobee where it's like 30 miles that way. And
no, everybody can see each other.
I think there's a few times where I'm like, oh, I can't see anybody because you're around the bend.
Yeah.
But we're not,
that's the one thing I don't like about you guys were talking about the leaderboard on previous things. The leaderboard is tough. I don't like to, yes, I would hold fish off in some tournaments. Oh, yeah, some reasons, and Jim knows why.
Yeah.
I'm not specific one with Kent, but and it wasn't, and I felt bad putting that fish in because he was doing it right after.
He didn't even want to do it to me, and he told me that. I was like,
he's such an asshole.
Yeah. We call that sandbagging.
But there are times when, yes, you are, and I don't feel it's good to be able to put your fish in a live well and then weigh them in later. Take the picture later or put them up later. Because it's an unfair advantage for the guys in the kayaks. These guys in the kayaks they have to take the picture then. Whether they submit it then or not,
right,
is a different story.
Well, that's the main thing that we were talking about.
Yeah. But the leaderboard, to have it on the leaderboard, these lakes are small enough. Okay.
Yeah, if I know you're not moving in an area, I know you can get some fish there.
If you start seeing me whacking 70 fish in the morning, okay, 70 inches of fish in the morning, generally people don't know that I got 70 fish already, 70 inches of fish already.
I thought one fish at 13 inches. Because,
these lakes are small enough where there's not many really good spots.
Right.
I don't want people going, drive past me if you see me catch a fish, then I'm catching a fish.
I've seen
That's the one good thing about live well tournament fishing. You don't know who's got what until the end of the tournament.
Yeah, but that's the big thing, like you said. But well, we only have what, 2 or 3.
But you can't do that. Not everybody's got a live well even in the other boats.
Right, and not every you can't put them in live wells at certain times of year too because they got to come in season.
Exactly. That's the one good thing about That's the one good thing about disc golf with measuring board is that you can have your tournaments early in the year.
Right.
Technically, the rule is you're not supposed to be targeting bass between a certain time.
Well, it's catch and release right now.
It's catch and release, but there is a period of time you're not supposed to be targeting bass.
See, I was always a big fan. Like, cool, live well stuff is cool. Now that I have one, I would like to try it. Like, I bought all the stupid things that you have, the colors, the clips, and all that. So I'm like ready to go.
And the calling system.
Yeah, can't run the ball one. But it's like I feel like certain times a year, like when we're fishing for them when they're in season, like if I'm pulling that fish from the north side of the lake and I'm bringing it back and I'm releasing it on the south side of the lake because that's where we launch from, like that's kind of fucked up. Like, do they really travel that far?
Did you see the video that I took that I posted just yesterday in that group chat? You should watch it because they did a test of, I guess they took fish, they went and caught them on certain spots. Then they would take them and release them across the lake.
Will they make their way back home?
And how fast do they make them back? And they put a tracker on them, and then they would catch them again, and then they would go and like I think they put they put these little blinders on their eyes. Then they would have a line and they would catch them again and take it off. But they did all these tests, and the amount of like memory that these fish have, it's a lot more than you really think.
Yeah,
So in any of our lakes, 24 hours they'll be back in the same spot.
Yeah,
really.
they know where they're going.
I could fish the river. I could fish upstream. And if that fish is a resident fish upstream
It'll make it.
and you launch him, if you let him go at the we used to have our weigh-ins at Tweco or down, we used to launch from the road back then.
Down by the dam at Forge.
Okay, yeah.
That fish 24 hours, he'd be back up in the spot.
I had that one with Matt this year. He caught that with a messed up tail.
Yeah.
It was like 4 or 5 days later. I actually caught it again outside when the river comes in out by that duck line. So yeah, I do some.
They make them back.
I get it. Like now, I feel like I always thought that was like fuck. It's like it's not like saltwater where like you pull it back to the dock and let him go. It's like he's never going to find his way home. But it's like freshwater. It's like yeah, I can get it. That fish has had us from that big its whole life.
And there's times when we have in our tournaments where you can get into schooling fish. And when you're in that, you don't want to stop and take a picture. But there's no rule that you can't put it in the live well and take a picture within, a certain time. So there's times when we've been on a school of fish. And once you get the school fired up, you don't got to you got to keep going. So throw in the live well, go take a picture and load it. Throw in the live well. And you make
Which there's no thing in the rule book that says can't do it.
There's no rule against it. But there's only been 1 or 2 times where we got into that time when.
So the live well could be a positive thing, but you don't need it to fish out 200 ounce. Pretty much together anyway, unless you're doing it specific live well. And that's not a bad idea because it's the same thing. When you get a blitz and a flurry, you gotta capitalize on it. Like it's just how it is.
Yeah.
I think that's a smart.
If you're catching 3-pounders in a blitz,
you just got to keep catching 3-pounders. Just leave the door open a little bit.
Throw the fish in the bottom.
No,
he won't die in 10 minutes.
So in that situation, I'm all for it because I get that coming from bass blitz, bluefish blitz, tuna blitz. Like I understand that you don't want that 2-minute block is another cast.
Yeah,
and that other cast could have been another 3-pound fish. I'm more concerned and I honestly, I guess I don't give a fuck. But it's like the guys that will catch that fish and be like, that 5 footer. Later, they're gonna post that later. It's sandbagging.
Yeah, but who cares? Like I told you, it's all the mentality of everybody else. It really doesn't do anything.
I don't like to look at this leaderboard. I don't watch the leaderboard.
So did you say to get?
Brian always asks me, "How we doing? How we doing?" I don't want to know.
Did you say get rid of it?
Because I would say get rid of it because you know what? It makes people concentrate more on fishing than chasing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what happened to me on Wednesday.
Right. But my thing is,
get,
like,
you get just like when the MLF went to the leaderboards. You know, everybody knows what everybody's catching.
Yeah.
It throws people off their game.
It's
You have to be able to manage that. Me, I don't care whatever. It is what it is at the end of the day. No matter what happens,
whether you sandbag or not.
whether you sandbag, whether it's a live well tournament or it's a weigh every fish, I don't care what other people have because it doesn't matter. I'm only going to catch the fish that I'm concentrating on catching.
Well, it doesn't matter to you because you're on that goddamn pedestal looking down at everybody.
But
Yeah, but either way,
I understand where he's coming from. Like,
you put your time in, you could be the guy on that pedestal.
I'm
Going, Greg, you were the goat. You're thinking now.
and you'd be the first one to say it.
Yeah.
you know, out of a short up next to them with a little Giants jersey or anything.
Yeah.
And you know what? I just want to say when me and Greg went out to his, I did beat him.
I did beat you twice over here, so
You know what?
it happens.
You know what? Even a blind squirrel finds a knot.
You ain't kidding. I literally was throwing blind. I didn't even give a shit. I was so cold. My hands were freaking numb. And I was just like,
I got that picture.
She sent it all together.
I'm surprised you guys didn't do that, but I'm still surprised you caught that. Did you catch anything else that tournament that we did? What was that? The one I was at here? That flop off. You had that one.
I mean, over Middle River.
Yeah, Middle River.
That was the
Bunch
one.
fish.
And you know what? I know where fish are on that at that time of year.
And then right there.
And you guys drove right over it twice. And it wrecked the fish. The water level was so low. You guys drove right over the spot.
I sort of had
There's
to.
always fish. And I was like, God.
So that's what I got to. And you had to.
That's why I didn't have 2 or 3 3 or 4 fish in the well. I don't know if I would have gotten 5 in that cold water. And believe it or not, if you say I was freezing because my face was red, everybody's face was red because I caught it first thing in the morning. All right.
Oh no, dude.
And
I've never seen
And Courtney, ring the bell.
I
That's no peasants.
I am so
No.
it's ridiculous.
Oh, I'm not saying that, but I literally showed up. I had skins on, and I'm looking at these guys. I'm like, "What the fuck are you guys doing? Like, we're not the tundra.
Oh, yeah, you
Or
are.
it's a tundra when you're out on the water.
That
You get a little breeze and it's 30 degrees out.
Yeah.
It'll go right through you.
We have a full tournament, but I've never been on any event that I've ever said whenever I was like, oh, he only has one, which would be an easy way to catch. Fucking let's go get pizza. Leave the money in the back of the truck. Because you go for the shit. It was great.
That was a tough tournament.
Yeah, that was fun.
Honestly, we had the bloopers on it. I almost fell in the water. You almost fell in the water. I couldn't get my bait past the ice because you don't need an ice patch. I almost got shot by a hunter.
I was talking with someone. I was like, they have no idea what they're driving over right now. They have no idea. And then just throw right through it. And I'm like, they have no idea.
We don't.
And then you.
I've
seen
said
that,
things
and you
spring
you
over.
went through the same thing, and they just wrecked it because the water level. If the water level was a little higher,
You've been all right.
it might have been all right. But
Yeah, but now you guys both said that place holds some decent sized fish.
yeah, there's big fish in there.
Yeah.
We have a 6 and change in one of our last East End tournaments.
That's a decent sized fish.
And I was on frog in the middle of nowhere.
And I know that
I'm talking about my wife does. She just sends frogs everywhere. Just
I've seen there's really small bait in there, and you can see them pop in the water sometimes in the mornings. And I cast it towards a single bait school, and you just get hooked into something that just drags you around. You don't know what it is.
Now, how much further can you get up in there? Because I know when we went
if the
around,
water level was high enough, we could have went all the way up to the dam.
It's really tough to go all the way to the dam because there's a really shallow flat north.
but if you get
all
over
the
there,
way
it
north.
drops down
You
again.
gotta go past the mobile homes,
Okay.
and then
The
it's
mobile
speeds
home
up.
is basically just about as far as I usually go.
Yeah. And then there's very few times when the water's high enough where you could pick up all the motors out of the water and hold your front troll motor up
You kind of
and
pop up through.
you skimmy up through the flat. And then there's a deep hole at that waterfall that comes out of Forge.
And that's a good spot too.
Sometimes.
Because when we go through Forge through I haven't done it yet this year, I will. The tunnel, that ends you up where
That's the
No, that goes all the way up to
Edwards Avenue. That's where we were fishing off of that spillway.
Oh,
That's why all like our club, we always just say, but in the beginning, East End, you were able to go up under the expressway if your boat was able to get through there, and I was able to get through there. And there's a couple of spots up there. I was up there with a partner, with a non-boater, and I had 12 fish off in one spot.
also, then
How big is it back there?
It's not big at all. It's probably as wide as this room.
Really?
so when you get out there,
I'd get to go on the
And
I don't
that's
expect
it's zigzag. You come under the bridge. As soon as you get under the bridge and you go to the other side, there's a big clump of trees right here growing out of the water. So there's only a really narrow area. I don't even think our boats would fit through it.
Yeah.
A common crawdad would fit through it. But then another like a tree had fallen this way. And when I go up there, I would have to have the guy push the tree off to the side
Oh, shit.
so we can like squeeze through and use the motor. But once you get up there, it's a really narrow river. And then it opens up just a tiny bit, maybe double the size of this room. But it's all super shallow. But there's like two areas back there that
Homes really.
home.
Well, that's what he was anyway. When you had one first, when we fought the war.
That's why
But he didn't even go in there. He went under there. Yeah.
we wound up telling everybody that since everybody can't get under there, nobody can go under there.
Let's try to have
So we draw a line at the bridge. At the bridge, can't go underneath it.
Yeah, I can see the light in the tunnel. I just see a lot of spider webs that go along
That
with it.
first tree, as soon as you get,
You remember in
As soon as you pop out of that hole, if you can raise your rod tip up,
there's a giant fish lives there.
Remember last year when the water level was so high, it was like at the bottom of the dock at the ramp. You couldn't even get anything in there.
oh no.
Oh no, there was like maybe this. That was it. You couldn't even put a rowboat through that.
I've watched one of the ladies with a kayak go through it. Like they paddle through and
Well,
they come back.
They take they get dropped off at Edwards Avenue and they'll go all the way down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. I think I can get in with my boat or Sam's boat. I don't know with the new one. I think the new one's maybe too wide. I
For what?
get underneath that tunnel. I can't get underneath.
You won't fit on.
I can't get underneath it because of the power pole, and I'd have to drop everything.
Yeah.
I might be able to see. I just won't go there because of the ladders.
Your boat would do it.
This times I would have to take the seats off the boat.
Yeah.
And you lay on your back and
they,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
There's a-
they like push their hands on the wall. I won't do it.
push your way around.
No.
Some people don't like
But
spiders.
I was shot at seeing Jesus in a groach and nothing gonna happen. Fuck that. You can tell me I can go back there and catch a 7-pound fish if I see a spider, but I'm just gonna stay here and catch some of these.
There's a ton of spiders on events.
I can't do it. I'd like no.
Ton of spiders. No, I haven't been up there in a long time, but that's still.
I'd like to have one with 2 like torches and just torch everything that's going through that. I just no. I'm getting skeezed out. Just
And
simply
that's another thing with the leaderboard. Like you're saying when you see that we were catching fish upriver. And that's another thing I don't like about the leaderboard is that if we're in a place like that and the spot is so narrow,
You can't get through to it.
I got stuff 6 boats that want to come up and fish where we're fishing up in that little area.
now how well granted obviously it won't make a big difference in staying the same. How do you feel that he can know where you're catching all the fish where nobody else can?
That's the other thing that but someone's got to be in charge.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Like I said, I don't care. Obviously, he doesn't care. It's just that these people that are going to be coming in or joining the club or the newcomers, they might see that as a disadvantage. So that's the only reason why I go up. I could really give a shit. Half the time I hold fish up to you guys and go,
Yeah, but
fuck you guys.
when they come in and they kind of see like what's going on, I think it might not be as
The one thing with our lakes is that it's small enough to where when the leaderboard's up, you just, Grace catch a bunch of fish.
Yeah, he's over there.
There he is.
Yeah.
You know,
Everybody knows where.
unfortunately, it's not
like you're
on a big body of water. I would have an issue because if it was a big body of water and I'm in a creek 20 miles away and all of a sudden I'm catching and here comes Jim throws it into the canal, I'm gonna be pissed.
And he knows that I went maybe right way. He went left in the morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna know.
All right.
You're using it as an advantage.
Yeah.
You know, but
I mean,
in our
honestly,
lakes,
for the most part,
you could do a lap in our lakes.
and the past
And-
year, for the most part, Ryan was judging. Like, I barely looked at it.
Yeah.
I would
Let's
go.
not get into something that we already had him on. I still haven't gotten over the fact that he teased me accordingly, but we'll work our way out.
And I was listening to that also. If you guys need someone to measure for monthly, I'll do it.
Like I said, I'm not knocking it. I think it's a great
Maybe I'll
thing.
do a class on judging. Maybe we'll do that. I'm gonna set up.
That's fine because then you can show people.
But I don't even need to we don't even need to do anything because I know that last year, this past year, the kayak club had a couple people that were judging, and they threw me in on it just to get like an extra guy in there. But they had a big tournament of full New York. They compete all the clubs throughout New York, and they go to different places each time. And they call it like their invitational.
Okay.
But before that, the guy Mark had taken he just did a virtual like event. He just created an event. It was free to join or whatever. And he made like the people that wanted to learn how to do it, that were going to help out, that never did it before. He made this whole leaderboard for them. And then he told the entire club, submit all your fish that you have on your phone. I don't care when it was, who did it. If they have open mouths, if you know that they're bad fish, keep submitting them. Let them
So
go
charge them
and they can start to see the way that it's supposed to see. And maybe I'll just do that. And maybe we'll try to get like at least.
I don't think it's a problem like when we're on the water. That's more of a thing that I was concerned about with the monthly.
Yeah.
Because listen, like you said,
a monthly.
if I see Brendan like literally like it's a quarter mile, like oh shit, like all right,
Right.
he keeps fucking swinging for the hills. I'm going on those, goes that way. Like
No, then it's fun. I sit there and I swing just to see who's going to come over.
oh yeah, well I do.
And then I'll move away from the spot and I'll watch that guy spend like an hour there. Have a actual thing.
I basically did that to you a couple times.
I didn't do that.
No.
What did I do? Listen, like I said from the beginning, I've been more than like loving the fact that everybody's like, there's been times he turns around, he's like, I'm leaving you a fish over there. Like, he'll tell me, like, go over there.
Yeah.
Like fish here. Like they're not gonna be monsters, like just go catch some fish, like fish there. I love that shit. Like I don't care if I catch the 5. I would love to. If I don't, I don't. If I do, I do. I think I've only done it twice this year.
In every tournament, I want to see everybody coming with 5 fish.
100%.
Unfortunately, these lakes have declined so much over the years.
It's hard.
Whether it's the grass, and a lot of it's the grass in these lakes.
Because you fish a lot in the grass.
But there was a lot of grass in some of these lakes,
From California, it's really bad.
and the grass is.
See how they live then on the shit.
Von Concolin and Fort Pond are the biggest improving lakes on the island, as far as our club tournaments that we have.
With
With regards to our tournaments,
Ron Conklin this year really is taken.
Yeah, but it's taking
Terms of
a
actual, look at the water level. It's sitting at right now.
but the fish is still there. And the
Yes.
reproducing, and the fish are getting bigger, and you can. I've learned to be able to adapt and catch more fish there, over the years. Back in the 80s, you can go there and easily catch 20, 25 fish.
Shit.
Can't do that now.
Oh,
There's a lot of days I go out there and I get skunked.
do you think it's because people are taking fish, or do you think it's just because
It's the habitat. Back in the day, there wasn't a blade of grass in the place. But
we should replace all these
now, now we prayed for structure in Ronkonkoma, and then we did the stump dropping. Then they introduced weeds. All right. The weeds have taken over.
How do you control that though without putting those grass carpet? You have to go in there and take it out physically?
And the problem is when there's that much weed,
You'll never get it out.
fish will school up and they'll only be in certain areas of those weeds. So you can be fishing the weeds and you may find a straggler here and then, but to find the good clumps, they're in small areas. There's not a ton of fish around Concord, but there's a lot of good fish. And I see more and more, over the years, it's been improving, especially in the smallmouth fishing.
Because I went down to Twin Lakes yesterday just to see about this, to go start crappie fishing. It's still fucking weeds. Like it's
Oh yeah,
the end of December, like down Wolford. But
Swan Lake in Mandeville, that's where my go-to fishing spot. We can have a tournament that more, and nobody's gonna be allowed to tournament on that lake. I don't care who it is. I just
look at the confidence.
I know
But it's like
I know every stick. I fished it so many times that I know what the fish do, what colors, what time of year, what to do there.
Where's that?
And the only problem with that lake is that the golf course pulled the board out so the lake stays at a certain level, and it's lower than what it normally was. And then all the fertilization that they do on the golf course, that lake is so weedy you can't even fish it. It's like the river.
Jesus.
The whole lake is like that.
And it's still fish there.
There's still big fish there. Because even when they said there was no fish, and I did see a decline because we used to have a tournament there, often. And then it just got weedier and weedier and weedier. And you saw the fish decline drop. You used to catch, we'd go there and this times I had 3 people on my boat in a crawdad. Right? My little brother was sitting on a milk crate in the middle of the boat. Here's Mars on one seat, my other brother's on the other seat. And all of us had over 50 fish each. So we had 150 fish. All right. But there wasn't any weeds. There was lily pads. There were no weeds. And you could fish it like that. And they were all between 1.5 pounds and better.
Which is a decent fish for it. How do I stop it though?
But then you got to the point where we were having tournaments there, and you were lucky if you were catching 12-inch fish. You're lucky if you were catching 5 fish.
So you think the weed choked out the fish?
I think the fishing pressure choked out the fish because a lot of people went in there and took fish. There's like the problem we have in Forge, where as soon as people learned about the lake, you have a certain group that goes out, three per rowboat, and they take everything the Barker Brigade. And I don't care. Yes, we from the plane, the DEC doesn't monitor these. The state doesn't have the funding for the amount of conservation officers we need.
For whichever I said last time, they just don't have enough.
They don't have it, and they never will. Because Long Island, their priority is saltwater. Right.
I feel like they write more tickets in saltwater.
Their freshwater fisheries department is very small compared to any other county in the state.
We saw that.
Yeah.
Just saw how small it really is.
Yeah. That was probably the whole department and probably something from another department.
And volunteers.
Yes, and volunteers.
Yeah.
So they just don't have the manpower. They would love to police it. At least the officers that I have talked to over the years, they love to police, but they just never have the funding.
That's sad. It's sad.
And it's sad.
Because you can go upstate and it's like they give a shit more. Like,
Yeah, but it's the same mentality up there. Up there, it's freshwater because that's all there is.
Mhm.
And it's money that gets brought in with the freshwater. It generates money. Down here, the saltwater generates.
Yeah.
but they can make the freshwater generate.
But you're not going to get. It's like up there, they have the big tournaments, which brings in commerce.
Millions of dollars.
To the restaurants, the hotels,
The state pays the tournaments to come in. This is how the states are across the country. They literally bid to have these tournaments down. These tournament people come in.
It would be nice. We don't really have that on the island,
No,
but there's got to be a way.
No,
There's got to be a way to do something.
I mean that's why you don't have a Bass Pro Shops longer now.
They try.
Because they tried. Yeah, I want to, but it's like Dick's was the biggest sporting goods.
Yeah, and then they even closed it down.
And even Dick's isn't carrying what they normally carry
No, that's one against the Field and Stream that was on 110, and yeah, they got rid of it.
because they're making more money on their other stuff,
From bullshit. But then sometimes
hunting and skiing. And,
Well, that's another story.
I just there's got to be something or somebody can do somewhere to fucking stop the weed population. But I don't care. I'll take the ticket. Do I got to go buy grass carpet for them and everywhere? I will.
I say they put a 10-horse minimum, 10-horse max allowed on a boat. Idle only, no wake, and let these guys start just driving around and freaking up.
I mean, and
outboards on it.
Then that's fine. I'm leaving the tournament. I'm painting my boat yellow, and I'm going to be telling everybody off the flats.
Yeah.
I'm going to sell freshwater towboats. Because
You know what? At least it'll help chop it up. That's the only other way that it'll not cost the state anything.
or
It's not, you're not going
make
to
it worse.
a grass carpet then.
You can make it worse. A lot of it, especially that kind of fishing, if you cut that stuff up, it just reproduces so fast, you're not going to be able to go anywhere.
See, they did that in Lower Yaphank. They went in with
Yeah, they excavated the whole
but-
thing.
Yeah, but the problem is you can't get all the weeds.
Right.
And
It's like the invisible.
it's
It's
back to
true.
normal. Yeah, it's back to normal.
It's back. But because I watched them do that in Mill Pond, they're going there. It's like weird. It's like balloon tires and shit. It just
Oh yeah.
cuts it all up and they take it out and they go.
Oh, no,
like 2 weeks later, it's the same shit.
Upper Yaphank had a literally like an excavator
It's
with
a-
the flotation freaking tracks on it, and they were basically paddles. And he was
It's a wheel. It's a wheel that it wraps the weeds up on this thing.
yeah, he had
And
to,
then
but
you
he
put
had
them
the
on
big
the
rake.
floor.
They had
Yeah.
the big rake as a bucket on the excavator,
See, but
and they were just scraped in the bottom.
that's a great thing. But I feel like at that point, a lot of these fish spawn in those areas. So now that you're taking potential spawning, I should
Probably
break on it.
it destroyed it.
You-
They did it during the summer, so I mean,
So then, technically, the invasive, not invasive way would be like a grace card.
Yeah, but the big thing with that is that with the scraping and stuff, you're not really wrecking the lake. But the problem is that you got all that silt, and you can't get to all the seeds.
No.
And grass carp aren't the solution either. Grass carp can wipe out a lake. And you don't want the lake wiped out. Look at Manpack.
there's nothing to beat in.
Manpack used to go there.
It's a big one.
It's really nice. But you used to go there. We had the Long Island clubs used to fish against Long Island. There was a Westchester club. It was like we called it the Long Island Challenge Cup. All right. So all the bass clubs Long Island with their top 10 guys or 6 guys would go fish a tournament up there at the end of the season. And there were weeds all the way around, and the weeds would end at 30 feet. All right. Straight to the surface. And you could fish those weed lines. I fished with my partner, and I used the white jig. Every cast, 3 pound, 3 pound. It couldn't break 4 pounds. 50, 60 fish in a day.
Wow.
And I was like, pick up a rod, stop fishing. He said, I'm not stopping the fish. And I was catching the fish. And, we won't win. But couldn't break. And everybody had the same weight. Everybody had a 3 pound limit.
Jeez. Yeah, but so there's that many grass carp in the lake.
There's some big grass carp in that lake.
We saw
Go to the-
like
go-
those.
Go to the north end, up in the only place where there's grass, and you can see these fish. They're the size of stripers. They're bigger than this table.
Dude, we can't go up there and just call fish one day.
They are giant.
They just caught fish.
They are giants.
It was just, dude, we gotta get dough balls. We're mixing some lettuce, whatever.
Well, again,
Pillsbury cookie dough. Pillsbury cookie dough. That mold's
This sugar tooth. I mean,
Yeah.
God, I'll be eating it.
Give a soup and you got a soup and fish.
That's what I mean.
Give him the chocolate chip one. You take the sugar cookie.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I don't want the chocolate chip. I want the sugar cookie.
picture of sugar tooth like this in your mouth. That's gonna go viral fast.
Yeah.
Listen, I caught fish as a kid. I loved it. It's fun, and they fight pretty good.
Yeah.
It's just if there's that fucking thing, and what the hell we mess around with the little bets for? We're going up there to catch giants to go get giants.
I mean, these lakes could be improved a lot if money was to be invested, but it's a lot of money. Like they're talking about cleaning up Lake Hockham. The only way you want to really clean up Lake Hockham is you got to dredge it. And you can't dredge that size body of water. They don't have the money for it. There's so much silt on the bottom of that lake. You have to get the bottom of the lake down to its original bottom, which is sand, some mud areas. But you can go in Rock Hockham, and the problem is fishing a heavy lure in Rock Hockham, you hit the bottom, into the mud, they don't see it.
Right. So
They
you know
don't
that
see it. You gotta hope that fish sees it coming down and hits it before, or when it's coming up out of the mud. Because it's laying on the bottom, baits that lay on the bottom of that lake, really tough to catch fish. Because it just disappears in the mud.
that would make sense. It's not like it's all hard bonds.
It's so soft.
It's like mud. It's like any lake that's around here. It's probably 4 foot deep, but it's 2 foot of goose shit
Yeah.
before it gets to the bottom. Which is another. I would never see any like geese and ducks and swans. Like I see swans on Forge. I haven't seen like by me. Imagine like 50,000 Canadian geese. I don't see any of them when I was out here this year.
They're all eating sod farms.
You got some more food out here. That's right. And then have
It's only sit on water.
all by me to do. That's all they can get. They land anywhere.
It's because of the concept of it.
Yeah, so I'm saying.
There is no grass.
I do drive out here, and this is like the country to me, so I get it. Do you think there's anything can be done, or who to contact, or it's gonna be? Granted, it's probably just gonna be whatever. It's gonna be pushing it back because they got other stuff worrying about.
They don't have the funding to do anything.
I think the lady Heidi has good intentions, and I think she wants to try and help out, but she's understaffed.
And that's
Even-
what runs the
even-
functional side.
That's who. Yeah, she's like the head of Region 1 for New York State. But
Okay.
I mean, even when we do like tournaments out here, New York State required us to put all these permits in last year. She didn't even get the results from them. She doesn't even know what the results were on these bodies of water. I was telling her that I'll send her the results because New York State's never gave them to her. Like, so within the state, there's a lot of miscommunication and open-ended book where
They won't pass
they want-
the information
there's
to
nothing.
different regions.
So how are they supposed to even do anything how's the local area supposed to do anything and help if they don't even know what's going on? They're getting data that's not even being shared, and that's not her fault.
No,
That's,
it's fine.
that's upstate. But I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
We can only push it and see. I mean, honestly, the biggest thing that we'll see that we might be able to actually get some like traction on is if they do really push this road pathway thing. Between that and Blydenberg getting worked on, that's going to start the process of maybe seeing what they're going to do next.
Yeah, but you're saying that they're talking about Blydenberg for another year and a half because I told you it's all about the suitcase of money.
Of course it is, but
what are you really going to do in Ronkonkoma? They have one guy to go there to do what? Walk the lake and make sure they're not throwing bodies in it? Like, what is he going to do?
they want some lake keeper. But if you read what they're like quoting on how they're trying to offer this whole thing, it's supposed to be that the state is going to show you and pay you for the first year, and then you need to have your own funding for the following year and moving forward.
So then they got to probably charge to park the trailers and everything. Then they got to pay salaries
Somehow.
The beach parkings.
The beach, but there's also three different beaches from 3 different towns.
So now you have to pay to park there. It's like a regular.
Well, it's a town parking, so I mean, the town could require you to have a permit.
Okay, so they got to make this money somehow. But what are you honestly going to? What is one guy going to do? Patrol the lake? Like,
Almost.
but
It's a dream to bring it back to what it was, and the fact they're going to bring it back.
But that was it. The fact is,
they want the water crystal clear like it was back in the
40s.
But you're not going to do that with all the sediment in that lake. All the sediment in that lake is the big problem. You have your algae blooms that you can't control. I mean, that place is usually, lately it hasn't been that bad, but usually from 10 years ago to the past 5 years, in June, right after spawn, pea soup.
wasn't there like a water park there with slides and stuff years ago?
That was the Finleys.
Yeah, and then it wouldn't clear up again until the water got really cold and the algae died off. Where
It's kind of like what we have in the red tides and the brown tides and the salt water. It's kind of the same stuff. It could be anything from
you get the green bloom and blue green algae, and then as soon as the cold on, that's why you have a lot of fish kills on the island, because any of those lakes that have that blue green algae is if you get a quick cold spell, like a really quick cold last night, when that algae dies, it sucks the oxygen out of the lake. And with that quick, it sucks all the oxygen out of the lake. That's why you get tons of fish kill. Major fish kills in Southampton. Agawam had a big one twice. But there's still giant fish in there.
yeah.
Mill Pond in Watermill, one of the best lakes on the island.
I can't forget that.
No, because Southampton to Watermill. The best lakes for freshwater fishing for Southampton are Southampton. And that's only due to the fact that they don't have the pressure. These lakes weren't touched for 5 years. One of the biggest ways I think, to increase the fishing on Long Island the lakes that we're allowed to fish is have a no-kill for a minimum of 5 years. And control it heavily to give high fines for anybody who takes a fish from that lake.
I thought technically you're not supposed to take anything in freshwater on the island anyway.
No, that's not true.
No.
Anytime, as soon as bass season opens, you're allowed to
June
five
15th,
fish. a year.
5 fish.
5 fish a year?
I mean, 5 fish a trip.
A trip.
A trip.
Wow. See, if I was out in Florida or where the water, that's what the fuck they do. Up here, I don't know if I would even attempt.
Yeah, but Florida has issues. Look at
They get like that volume that comes down. Yeah,
look at Okeechobee. They have
yeah, but there's a lot
Water's got a whole thing of trying to revive that place because they've destroyed it.
but the orange vultures and all that stuff too. I see what's in the water.
It happens everywhere.
I just
But they're just dealing with bigger bodies of water that actually bring revenue in.
Yeah.
We're dealing with small bodies of water that nobody cares about.
I don't think you're ever going to get rid of that poacher type person.
No.
Don't get me wrong.
It's everywhere.
By no means,
But
but a
that's
normal person.
but a poacher-
but
a poacher is in every sport, every outdoor sport you have. It's hunting, it's fishing, it's everything. You're never gonna deal with that.
And those people, they don't care what happens to the fishery. They think about that day, whether they're going to bring home food for the family and then cats.
And they don't care whether they're gonna kill themselves or not, because high mercury or anything else.
Yeah.
They don't care.
There's very few.
there's so much further I go. But I'm going to keep this normal.
Very few places in Long Island that eat fish. I know it's fish well.
Well, like I'm saying, my buddy knows in the beginning of the season, kind of like when it's really cold out in Forge, and he'll take 6 crappie, and that's all he takes for the year. And he's eating them every year, but it's the only time of year it's got to be fucking stupid cold out, so he knows that there's nothing in the water. Water's usually really clean.
Right.
He'll take, I don't know, maybe 6, 2, 3, 1, like that's it. And then he's done for the year, and he won't touch any other fish in freshwater first. Like,
What do you say? You eat stuff like at a fort? You'll eat walleye?
Walleye, excellent what kind of for it. They're excellent.
Really?
Oh.
I
They're such a clean white fish. They're
and you've eaten them.
No.
I just caught those 2 this year. A really cool looking fish.
Yeah.
Would have been really nice if someone told me that they had teeth. But
I couldn't see it for yourself. You do have 4 eyes.
no.
That's the fun of it all.
You gotta learn somehow.
Yo, thanks for telling me it's got teeth, jackass.
Like a pickle.
What about the little?
All right, I'll tell you, pickle. You know, stick your fingers in their toes either. All right.
Yeah,
They don't only have teeth around their jawline.
Yeah, they got the sharp
back. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the walleye have the ones in the back of the gills too.
they're the smelliest motherfuckers in the world.
All those.
Those
Those
pickerel.
pickerel?
Oh,
Slime
no.
little thing.
It's like catching 50 sunnies, and you're like, it's disgusting. Freshwater fish by far the smelliest thing besides tuna blood, but that's just me. But I've never everybody says about these giant walleye that I
See, I feel like saltwater fish.
I've never seen one big.
I think saltwater fish smell worse. Like the smell stays on your hand for a lot longer than freshwater.
Because you have to touch bait, guys.
It's because there's a lot more oil in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, you're not used to touching bait, like really, not plastic shit.
Nah.
Different worlds for you. But it's like, walleye that, I don't know, maybe they were like 12, 14 inches, the ones I caught. Somebody told me they were.
Oh no, they're big.
That's because you're using these little tiny lures like this.
Yeah.
Use a chatterbait, a white chatterbait in the spring, and you'll catch walleye like that.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
They're big and forth. They're big.
They're giant.
I can't get past those white perch. If we could do anything, if I could, I would deal with the grass and we can just wipe out all the white perch in Fort. I'd be happy. Just get rid of them all.
Why? No, because that's what
That's
that's
for.
You know.
Huh? That's Fort. I hate them.
Bass female.
I spent years.
They eat them.
They let me use them for bait.
Why do you think the
No.
You're not right to work. How about it? John don't even know.
Go buy a glide bait that looks like a white perch. I don't know what to tell you.
That's only smart.
Match the hatch. That's what you just told us.
First of all, for someone who bashes the live bait, you've had a really good time this year liking
I had a
fishing
blast fishing
with
live
that
bait.
stupid mini rod.
I have to tell you,
It's great.
I win all my tournaments is I ship in crawfish from Lake George.
Don't
Yeah.
start that because I do that with blackfish. Because that's what they eat. That's what they eat. Don't do it. I hope it breaks right now.
There's no way.
Oh God, dude, it was great.
I couldn't do it unless I was jigging over an ice hole. That's the only reason. That's the only way I can do it. Very little town of an ice hole.
And you still haven't even
I
killed
thought it was only this big.
No.
My
He's ice fishing on the island.
ice fishing rod's this big.
Yeah, he's got to sit in his garage. I still
Yeah, but the thing is that Brian took me out a bunch of times, and it was fun because the guys in our club, we'd have like 6 or 7 guys on the lake. All right, so there's holes everywhere. Everybody hangs out in the middle. We bring lawn chairs, and and sit up.
It's a
And-
cool time.
Oh, and hang out with some beers and stuff, and wait for a tip up to go up. And I did it a couple of years, and I was like, you know what, this is pretty cool. So I bought ice fish and stuff.
As a friend,
bought ice fish. I haven't used it. I haven't used it
You
since.
still burn your shit out.
I haven't used it since.
you know,
In fact,
everything.
the line that's on my reel, I have to change it before I have to go out again because it's garbage.
I really, really want to go fish that spot over here for those yellow perch in the worst way. In the worst way. I was more upset that you sent me those pictures that they did that stupid netting
Oh,
and that
Deal
they deal netted a bunch of them just to get a thing. And when that lady told you to take them and eat them, I would never. I just saw the one that guy caught, and I was like the size of the bass I'm catching. She was like the size of the Yeti cup.
Yeah, but there's no small bass like that. Not like
No, but the white yellow perch that he had that time.
the only freaking bass in that lake at 3 pounds plus.
That's true.
And there's nothing like catching a 3 to 4 to 5 pound fish through the ice. That's a lot of fun.
I always get nervous with the ice rink. I'll do it. I don't care. I can swim. I'm just not gonna go that far.
With the ice, I want to be bougie. I want that trailer to get dropped.
Because I want in Minnesota.
With the TVs.
They took like a
Dude, that is
30-foot container and literally rigged it out. There's a hole in the bathroom.
They have legal climbers. And they,
Okay, we need to do. I would travel for that. I would go up there for
down
that.
there, you strap to the roof, and they're all electric TV. They get cable, they
Yeah,
got everything.
so you could sit there, watch the game, jig fish. They got live scopes and all the other stuff on the wall. We could do that. I could do that. We gotta look into that. That's gotta be. It's only Minnesota. It's not that far. It's gonna be cold as fuck though.
So our
Why
last
don't you go to Minnesota?
my last question for you.
It's good. He's probably gonna get personal. I don't know what it is.
And
I already got my secrets that I need to improve my game this year. Hopefully.
yes, I am heavier than 35 pounds.
Yeah, maybe so what?
I knew it was.
Hey, listen,
I just didn't know what.
Listen, I've only had 4 cancers in the past 5 years. Relax.
He texted me the other night. He's like, "Did you call Greg a motherfucker?" I'm like, "No, I actually like Greg. There's other guys in the club I called him motherfucker. I don't know. I'm not using as adjective to describe him, but not as a shooter." He's like, "Do you call him 35 pounds?" I'm like, "Well, he kind of is the lightest one in the group.
Yeah, basically.
By far, Larson was fat."
Yeah, especially today.
Yeah, especially the winter months. We're all having it. But he's like, I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure I didn't call him a 35 fat. I'm like, no, they can't be. I'm like, no way. He's got to be joking. He's fucking with you. I'm like, there's no way.
Clouds are gonna go blow off the boat. No, I'm so thin the wind blows right past me. That's the thing.
Yeah, so-
I have no drag on like you.
yeah,
There's
We're like a sail.
there's like a suction behind you.
but it's funny when we watched him at the last spot we were at, and he came around, he kind of looked the other door, so you don't watch movies. The Christmas story, the kid walk around with all like the gear on. I'll shoot your eye out, kid, never seen the movie Christmas story.
You
Oh,
dress up like Michelin Man.
oh my God. He was like, well, Puff, man, how do you get dressed like that? And then I realized halfway through, we should have done the same thing.
Main thing you have to be with him.
You got to. Actually, after that,
I ended up. I probably had I think $750 worth of clothing on.
Jesus.
Yeah. My base gear is $100 per pant, $100 per top. Well, $80 each pant top. Then I have like $300 pants,
And then you shoot.
jeans. The suit, the ice bibs are about 300. Then the jacket. This jacket was the warmest jacket I've ever owned in my life.
I give him that, though. You don't finish with red. But everything else,
Yeah, but so was everybody else with the wind. I mean, yeah, that wind was
That morning was cold.
Yeah.
yeah, boy. I pulled up and I was like, you guys serious? I stepped out into the ice.
The next weekend when we went out to Montauk, it was a lot warmer than that in the morning.
But it wasn't that bad when the sun came out. It was cold, but it was
cold.
It took that initial chill off.
Yeah.
I don't have any meat on my bones, so
Oh,
it keep me warm.
Yeah, I mean, you do me all.
The wind hits my bones, and that's it. my bone. When's your bone to get cold?
45 times, not 35.
That's what that,
Yeah.
that was his nice way. You
Yeah,
fat fuck.
fat fuck.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm cool with that. I'm good. I'm good. But
So,
Your last question.
yeah, if we do an event with no electronics, how would you like to see it actually picked?
because prime example, your boat, you can't pull your transmission things connected to you.
I mean, the transducer is a pain in the ass to take off. You just take the screens off.
Do you find that you don't even use the screen for depth or GPS or anything like that because everything's small around here?
I don't need a depth finder in any of these lakes.
So if
The only time I use my 360 or the live is when I'm in a deeper lake. Because
shit's working out shallow stuff anyway.
shallow stuff, it sucks. Because you have to zoom up and then everything gets expanded and it's tough to even see fish in that, you know. In the deeper bodies of water, when we went up to Swans, it was helpful.
Yeah.
You know, Fort Pond, it's nice to be able to see with the 360, I'm able to see where the structure is, you know.
I feel like a lot of guys don't even know how to even read that stuff anyway. They just
know.
I don't. I can see fish. I just like
I'm not a pro at it.
I see things from my chest to it. Like I can't tell the thoughts.
When I'm on the water, you're learning to understand how big the fish are.
Right.
And when they're closer to you, the fish looks.
I understand your club's not, because you told me like that most of those are either crappie schools or like perch schools. You wanted fish outside of them where you get that big club because that's usually a bass looking at them.
When you see your big schools of bait, all right, you see a lot of fish in the school, then you see one or two off to the sides.
Those are hunters.
Target.
Yeah, those are hunters. They're just wait
Those
for
are the ones you want. You don't want to throw it. You can throw it into a school because every once in a while there's a fish hidden in that school you don't even see. I've been on Manpack where I'm on a school of bait, almost fills the screen, and I'm like, great place. Throw a swim bait in there, watch it drop. 2 cranks,
it's on.
and the smallmouth comes up and whacks it because he's been in there just chilling. Whether he's hungry or not, he can sit in that school and the fish won't move. Some of the bait will just hang out with this.
He watched that one doing something different from the school, and that's the one he keys in.
Yeah.
All right, so then that's what it's going to have to be. Man. If that's the case, then
We'll pick one.
we'll just pick an event or whatever it is.
I do they have covers because they use it in the tournaments now, and they can't use your mega.
It's like a lock box that they did.
There's a box that you put on something.
Yeah.
But
That's just something else you would have to buy. It's a lot easier for our guys to just pull the
most of the guys, it's 2 plugs and a power cable.
Yeah.
Like it's not if anybody has them, like unless it's a flush mount unit, which none of us have.
No.
None of us have flush mount units.
The first tournament you guys were talking about,
we're competing against the kayaks.
yeah, everybody, like if Brian went in,
He's fishing along.
he also has to pay for Fishing Chaos to use it to win on his phone.
Yeah, it's $3.99 for the month. He doesn't have to pay. He gets monthly. It's called like the Weekend Warrior. So that's like
We do the
You just do it for the one.
yeah. You don't
do it for
you don't have to do the year. One guy has to do it for the year if they want. Or some guys, I mean, if you only are fishing throughout the season, it's almost cheaper to still do the monthly at $3.99.
Yeah.
You know, because the $45 or $46 or whatever it is, it's still cheaper to do $3.99 a month for 4 months instead of $45. But it's just easy.
I do the year just because I don't.
Yeah, I don't like
forget to turn it off. You know,
And
now I'm paying more.
Yeah.
half the time I hit marked out of water when I'm just pulling into my house.
Oh, yeah. That night, I'm like, oh, no. Yeah. You open the app up like a day later. It's like, shit, I'm still on the water.
So what the fuck happened here? All right, so then we just have to do it that way.
Yeah.
What about doing a tournament? Like I know a lot of
mini rods?
Huh?
With mini rods only?
I quit. I quit.
I have to. I just put it along on my.
I would love it. Listen, we talked about doing that.
If we did it like somewhere like Belmont where everybody was on little rental boats where nobody had anything, I think that would be fun.
One reel rod, one mini rod.
One Plano box, and that's it.
Whatever you can fit, like a smaller, like peel, like a post office box one.
Yeah.
You get one Plano box, one plastic.
Yeah, one Plano box.
Brilliant.
That's it.
Listen, I'm down for that. That's fun. But what about doing a tournament that every man fishing for themselves, whether you have 2 people on the boat or 1.
Well, we're gonna try that out, I guess, with the first one when we're out in Montauk with against the kayak club.
So it's not teams.
No, there's no
That's
teams.
individual.
Everybody's individual because they're individual on the kayaks.
So like that already was Spartans or same with me.
They're individual.
They're individual.
Yeah.
Okay. So that
That's gonna try it out, and then if we like it, I mean, guys, I mean, if him and Brian want to compete against each other and put in, they could do that anyway.
no, that's
know, I mean,
I just say that there's a lot of times where people say like I
The
understand.
only thing is like you want to make sure that one guy's not handing off fish and be like, "Oh, I'm not doing well today. Here, take this." That's my only concern,
You really think it's gonna happen?
dude. Like you always said with judging the fish and everything else,
Like,
there's
sure.
somebody that's going to come up with it. So I'm thinking of it. I mean, and it's
You always
somebody's
gotta
gotta
have
have
the edge.
the-
You always gotta have the edge.
somebody's got to have the thought. I mean, we know everybody's always.
I have to change my subject.
Somebody literally cut a kayak apart and tried to put it on the back of a boat just to take pictures in a kayak club tournament that's online.
No way.
Oh, you hear about that?
You didn't hear about that?
No.
Dude. Oh, I gotta send you the link. He literally has a green kayak that he cut just the seat out of, and he has it on his tracker
On the back of his
on the back of his bass boat. And the guys were taking pictures of him at the ramp and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
So it would look like he was in a kayak.
Yeah,
Actually, in the back of his boat.
yeah.
Fucking smart.
False. He was so smart that he's like dancing and shunned across the whole state, the whole country now. Everybody
The
knows.
problem is that's just stupidity.
And he was shouting for winning like $200 on an online tournament. It wasn't even for big money. It's stupid.
You found it. Like you found the problem area. So why do it in front of people? Go to the other corner where nobody is.
Why cheat? Why do it?
You have to have more respect in yourself.
There's always going to be somebody in the club.
But why
But
be that guy?
I'm not going to. That's what I'm telling you guys.
That's what I'm telling you. Why be that guy?
Yeah, I don't win, and I tell you guys I'm doing it.
Listen, I don't want you to be disqualified forever fishing with us again because I like having you in it. All right.
You're entertaining.
But I'm still going to help whether I'm disqualified or not. But if I get disqualified and I get bugged, just note that I'm going to be doing donuts around everybody all day long. I'm going to find out where everything is and just circle all you fuckers. Just it. Hey, thanks for kicking me out.
That's the torpedo.
You have enough people trying to chase you and cut into your spots. We don't need any more.
Oh.
I'm gonna. I think this was a really fun one. We got to interview the goat, of course.
I think this was a good one to actually talk fishing for once and not just shift.
It's, all right, fine. You get a few one every now and then.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody watching. This will probably be a two episode one again because we were on for a while, a lot longer than I expected. Next one, if you guys want to talk about anything, if everybody wants to come on and talk about what they do, or if you build rods or build jigs or whatever, come on, bring your stuff and let's talk about it. See you guys later.
See you later.
Take it.
Okay.
I don't know what it's going to do now, but I'm going to just plug that in for battery. Give me that. Can I have that other one? The big one? Right? Yeah, I think so. Just try it now. I need a bigger fucking knife for this.
Hey, the week.
I think we're going to.
We can do it at my house. It's just too far away from.
I think we're going to meet in the middle and start seeing if what's his name doesn't mind us doing it at the shop. AJ. We'll do it around that big table on like a Saturday, but nobody's there.
Yeah, we'll never have to kill us.
Testing 1, 2.
I like the fact that he goes
Look at me.
like a legit testing. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck up.
See, every Lord.
I'm used to production with Richie.
Yeah.
Richie Fireworks.
Oh, you do them too?
Yeah,
Really?
I've been doing Richie Fireworks for them. So
They still do it like the every Friday night thing or something like that during the summer?
Stop shaking. You're shaking this.
Well,
uh,
they may usually do like a testing like once a month or something like that. No. Some of my buddies you told me years ago you could be able to go out there for like a certain time where they would test new products and stuff like that. You do walking shows, sit stuff up.
no, they don't test the product. They did do some testing when they were in Brookhaven, but they don't even have that site anymore. They don't have a site anymore. Most of their fireworks are tested in Virginia. Their plant in Virginia.
They built here too?
Huh?
They assemble here too?
We used to assemble here. We don't anymore.
Yeah, so then that's another company I'll be leaving the island because what's the point of being here if you can't sell everything the way then?
Oh, they had a big problem with all the stuff leaking into the ground. And
Oh yeah.
Gucci Lane right across in Brookhaven animal shelter over near the dump. Yeah. They used to own they had bunkers over there. That just
What is over there now? It's like a forward. It's like a forward. Like a.
that's
These are like on TV parts or something.
that should probably be over now. They sold it all off.
I think there's like a double range track over there.
Are you good?
I know. Yeah, you're good.
Are you sure?
It's a little echoey, but
Yeah, but there's not going to be much playing.
So if I turn mine off, I'm gonna press the button.
Right in the middle. Just once.
Is that better?
Hello?
Echoey.
it sounds the same.
Okay. Mine doesn't work.
Person hold it for a
You
minute.
just put one on the table. Would that make a difference?
Or you put them on the tube. Is that better?
Mute yours. You press it once. Does that work? I feel like that's
Can
too
you-
far.
Can you hear me?
No, it's still an echo.
So then that's what we're gonna rock with. So here's I'll just keep mine right here. I don't care.
All right.
We go.
Hope for the best.
It's weird not looking at myself on the. I'm not having a TV.
Yeah. So,
I'm looking.
well, we're not looking at it then anymore. Have a conversation with Greg and call it a day.
They're starting.
Stand move closer to the screen.
Who?
Jan?
Close.
So you're not gonna
What's on the left?
Sure.
You realize I'm your husband, right? I'm fat. I'm not gonna fit through here.
You can fit a little bit.
I got this thing on my junk.
So do I. Just
I-
deal with it.
Better?
enjoy it. That's better.
Scraping up my ball bag.
It'll be a blooper.
Yeah.
Oh, we have time for this. There's a whole file for that. Go ahead, you introduce. So
Go ahead.
let's see how you do.
No. It's all you.
All right, you guys ready? How long was that?
So wait, before you get
Oh,
You need
fuck.
to do.
My hands hurts, and I'm sure we want a cigarette.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
You need to do a. We'll be back, and then welcome to part 2.
You can do
And
that.
I can splice it up.
Just let us know when.
Are we recording already?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to leave.
They need another cup of coffee.
I think you have to do another logging.